And for the last time this season, we get to put on the Ryan Mara jersey one more time. And just like that, we've made it to the MLS Cup final. A place where not many people saw us getting to this year, but from the very beginning of this playoff run, I've been telling you guys, the team feels different. The fans feel different. It just seems like a team of destiny. And we're about 2 hours away from kickoff in the MLS Cup final. It's kind of unreal. And I just want to start off the video by saying, on a personal note, thank you guys so much for the support that you've been giving me throughout this season. It means the world. Last night, I was just taking a look back at when this all started and taking a look at videos of the times where I used to wait outside the parking lot for the players to leave, and they would roll down their windows, and I would be able to just get one little interview question off. And to the point that we're at now, it's unreal. Whatever happens today, I'm confident. I don't know why the nerves are starting to kick in. Not because I think that we're going to lose, because I don't, but just because it is an MLS Cup final, just knowing what's on the line. But whatever happens tonight, I'm proud of the boys. I'm proud of the run that we're on. The team is back on the right track. And I'm just proud of everything I've been able to accomplish, we've been able to accomplish. And without trying to get too sentimental right at the beginning of the video, let's get out of here. We're going down to Mulligan's. Obviously, we're not in LA. I wish I could have been out there. It's not quite in the budget quite yet. Maybe a couple more subs and we could be out there, so sub to this video. But I'm going to say what I've been saying all along, man. LA Galaxy, they have not lost at home all year, but nobody believed that we would even be here in the first place. So if you've been following this series, you already know what the next speech is coming. We're not supposed to win. We're not even supposed to be here, okay? They said we couldn't get past Columbus. They said we couldn't get past NYCFC. Forget about it. Going down to Orlando, 3 away wins, 3 shutouts. LA hasn't lost at home. Why not us? Why not now? One more time. Let's go win the cup, boys. Okay, we've made it into Hoboken, but we have a little bit of a problem. Anytime I'm trying to go somewhere, there's always train delays. I was stuck for like 20 minutes. I'm pretty sure the game already kicked off. I'm gonna be like 5 minutes late. And apparently the bar is at capacity, but you always know, Red Bull in hand. We got to sweet talk the bouncer. Let's hope we get in. We made it, but will we get in?
That's the way we like it. We like it. We love you. The way we follow, we follow, we follow. Terrible. Terrible start.
2-0. 13 minutes in.
Let's fucking go! That's the way we like it. We like it. We like it. We love you. We love you. We love you. And where you play, we follow. We follow. We follow. Fuck! Let's go. 2-1. Go. Here we fucking go. Shoot. Shoot. Maybe not.
Yeah, postcard.
Postcard.
2-1, but we're gonna tie.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna go to PKs.
Yeah.
We're gonna fucking win.
Let's go. Yeah, shout out the bathroom boys. Let's go Red Bulls. Thank you, bro. Let's go Red Bulls. Let's go Red Bulls. All right, now go take a piss and shut up. We got 10 minutes. Let's go. Who we here with?
Yo, we right here with Joel and the crossover. Shout out your YouTube, you heard. We going up.
We got Joel, we got Joao.
Yeah,
We're down 2.5. What are we saying?
we're gonna flip it over, you heard?
Come on, shut.
And then we're going to Newark Airport to receive the boys because they're coming back champions, you heard?
Corey Burke to score the game winner, huh?
Come on,
Come
boy.
on, son. All right, we're here with the boys. What's your name? Brandon. Jose. Julio. Fernando. go! Viva Benfica! Viva Benfica! 4-2! Hey! Okay, si se puede. Fuck yeah! Yeah! So are we winning or what? Of course we're gonna win! Yeah! Corey Burke game winner, what are we saying?
Nah. Lewis Morgan, third goal, and then Ellie for the fourth.
Let's go Red Bulls! Let's go Red Bulls! Let's go Red Bulls! Come on! We just hit the post in the 72nd minute. It's not looking good, but.
Challenging in the air with Yoshida, the overhead clearance.
5 minutes left in our season. Not looking good.
Morgan from Forsberg back here. How many fucking passes? Shoot! Morgan looks the cross in. Bonus cross to Forsberg. Shoot it! Forsberg trying to spin. Morgan hooks the cross in, takes a flick from it forward into the pack of bodies. It gets knocked down. Hooks the cross. Marco Royce.
That's us!
It's time now. Sixth star of the match. The LA Galaxy once again have won MLS Cup.
Who the fuck is that guy? Well, this sucks. It was a great season, but it's over. Steve, what are we feeling?
Painful, but I'm proud. I'm proud of the boys.
The first 15 minutes. We lost it in 15 minutes. This one hurts. If anybody's been a Red Bull fan for a while, this guy right here, you remember when our games were on MSG, let me show you something that he just showed me on his phone. The Red Bull Room, MSG Plus, the commercial. Travis, you're the fucking man, bro.
Is there a room? Hey, say hi. Say hi.
You know you have the most famous rooms with Red Bull fans? Travis, you're the fucking man. We need people like you, bro. I appreciate you.
We need a cup. That's what we need. We need a cup.
All right, we're here with Jesse after the loss. Jesse, what are we saying?
Tough loss, but I think we played good. We're proud of the boys. We came out strong. We didn't come out strong in the beginning,
100%.
but it's okay because next year we have this.
Triple
great
Moting's
final.
coming.
Yes, he's coming. We're gonna have a better striker. We're gonna have Forsberg. We're gonna have all these people.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna come out. We're gonna win the final next year. Let's go.
Next year, MLS Cup final. Who we saying,
sir.
Jesse?
New York Red Bull.
Come on!
And just like that, this roller coaster of a season, the ups, the downs, the magical playoff run that we've been on for the past month and a half comes to an end, and we came up just short in the very last game. So I want to kind of take this video and turn this now into a little bit more of a mini podcast type of thing and just recap the year that we've had. And I'm going to start first and foremost by saying just thank you guys so much. On a personal note, on a community note that we're building here with the crossover, the channel, the Instagram is at almost 5,000. The TikTok has eclipsed 13,000. We're on the way to 1,000 here on the YouTube. So I just wanted to say thank you guys first and foremost before that. And now let's take a look at the game where we kind of lost the game in the first 15 minutes, right? We went down 2-0 in the 13th minute. Everybody knew that we were going to have to fight back. We're going to have to crawl back. We put ourselves in a bad position. I think that we came out a little slow. We came out a little tentative. I think our youth, maybe our inexperience started showing. We are the youngest team in the MLS, the first team ever to field 5 homegrown players in an MLS Cup, the first 7 seed ever to play in an MLS Cup. I mean, from the jump, everything was stacked against us, playing Columbus first round, having to play all those games away. But it is what it is, man. And like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm proud. I'm proud. I think this goes for almost all Red Bull fans out there. I think we're proud of the team. We weren't expecting much. Let's not forget that at one point in this season, we were holding up tifos in the South Ward that said not good enough because it wasn't. And then we got hot. And listen, it was a tough year. We had to fight through injuries. I wrote out a whole kind of Google Drive, 15-page little document that I want to go over here. And I just want to start first and foremost with Sandro Schwartz. Could not be more proud of the work that he did. First year coming into the MLS, new league, new team. He took over the team. He kind of started putting his ideas in, staying true to that high press kind of soccer that we've always played. And I think it's only going to get better. I think for a first year, he did incredibly well. And I think that the team is starting to mesh and starting to come together here at the end and started having this us against the world mentality. And I feel like we need to bring that mentality into next season for the whole regular season. Because I feel like a lot of the times during the regular season, it seemed like we were just playing. It seemed like we were just showing up, rain delays, ties. And we were kind of just content throughout the year. I feel like next year we have to go in with that Forsberg mentality that he brought into the playoffs, saying, why not us? Why not now? I think we have to bring that for a full season. Nobody's going to go out there and say that our regular season was great because it wasn't by any means, especially the way that we ended it. But let's not forget that in the beginning of the season, we were hanging around 3rd, 4th place for a good amount of time until some injuries started showing up. So I feel like there's no point that the Red Bulls should be disappointed. I know a lot of NYCFC fans were celebrating that we lost like they had won the cup that night. And it just shows you how much we live rent-free in their heads and how much they actually thought maybe we were going to go out and do it. And all of their claims of them being the only ones to have a cup, they were scared. They were scared because they thought we were actually going to do it. That's all that proves. Talking to Red Bull fans, we're all proud. We're all excited. And I couldn't be more excited. It feels like the team is fully together. I feel like we need a little bit more of that killer mentality throughout the whole regular season next year. We're going in. We're defending Eastern Conference champions. We have to act like it. We have to strut our stuff. We have to be the Red Bulls. We have to be that New York, New Jersey, grungy mentality, us against the world. And I think that is going to happen next season. And I wrote down the injuries that we've been faced this year. Okay? Because like I said, we were hanging out 3rd, 4th place. And then Forsberg gets injured. And now I went back into the MLS database and I kind of got some stats here of the Red Bulls with and without Emil Forsberg. And it's honestly kind of crazy. So Forsberg got injured June 1st. At that point, we were 4th in the East and we were tied on points with NYCFC, who was in 3rd. So you could basically say we were 3rd place in the East, okay? Barring goal differential, wherever the tiebreaker was at the time. By the time he came back, which was September 28th, we played 17 games without Forsberg. We were 6th in the East and 12 points behind 3rd, okay? Absolutely unacceptable. It's where stuff started going downhill. And let me show you guys the stats of with and without Forsberg. So with Forsberg, he played 24 games. We won half of them. 12 wins, 5 ties, 7 losses. One of those losses being the final. So in those 24 games with Forsberg, we picked up 41 points. Now we go take a look at without Forsberg, and we picked up only 3 wins, 9 ties. 9 ties. And that's when a lot of those moments like the Elias chance at Orlando where he could have put us up 2-0 and maybe we could have gotten a win there. And there's so many little moments where late in games we didn't score and we ended up tying, that those little moments throughout the regular season is what's going to come back to bite you at the end of it all. It's going to be the reason that you have to go to Orlando instead of Orlando having to come to you in an Eastern Conference final. It's going to be the deciding factor of whether you're going out to LA and coming out sluggish and having to travel. as opposed to having them come out to us, come play in the cold, come play in our environment where we have the home field advantage. So it's all those little things, right? But without Forsberg, 17 games, 3 wins only, 9 ties, and 5 losses, giving us 18 points in 17 games without Forsberg. That's an average of 1.7 points per game with Forsberg and 1.05 points per game without Forsberg. Now, obviously, injuries suck for everybody. Injuries are horrible for everybody, but they're also uncontrollable. But we have to do the best that we can to try to keep our guys healthy, and I think a lot of that even comes down to depth in the squad, which I'm going to talk about here in a little bit, just so we have a little bit more rotation, just so maybe Forsberg doesn't have to play 90 minutes or 80 minutes or whatever it is. Maybe Forsberg can be in every game, but he can't give us a full 90, and we just have to learn how to live with that. But that stark difference right there with and without Forsberg, once Forsberg went out, we went from 3rd, 4th in the East all the way down to 6th and ultimately ended up in 7th. I feel like that was right there, was kind of where we kind of got lost in the sauce. Let's take a look at some other injuries that we had. Peter Stroud, okay, he was starting to come back last year. He was starting to get into the lineup. This year comes in, starting midfielder, homegrown, and then he gets injured, misses basically the whole season. And then towards the end, because of another injury to Felipe Carballo, gets thrown in as the starter in the Eastern Conference Final and in the MLS Cup Final. And I think he played great both games, but he missed basically all year and then gets thrown into the 2 games where it's the most high-pressure environment. He hasn't played a full 90 before an Eastern Conference Final, so I can't even imagine what that was for him, what the season was for him, going through rehab, having to sit out, watch the team, and then gets thrown in the most important into the most important moments of the season. Then we have Carballo. Carballo comes in, obviously, because Stroud goes out. We go out, we loan him from Gremio, and it looks like he's starting to click. He gets 2 goals in the playoffs. Obviously, the game winner at Columbus to bring the game back. Obviously, everybody knows what happened there. We won in pens. And then the next round, he's going up against NYCFC, scores the first goal in the 16th minute, gets us basically halfway to the Eastern Conference Final, ends up getting injured, misses the Eastern Conference Final, misses the MLS Cup Final. At the time that it looked like he was finally starting to heat up and to mesh with the boys. Morgan, there's been a lot of talk that he's been nursing some injuries throughout the playoffs. Everybody obviously knows what happened 2 years ago. Everybody knows what happened last year. He missed the whole year. And then this year, looks like he was injured in the playoffs. Didn't have the production that obviously he or the fans wanted. And just the fact that he was out there, a lot of people were saying the fact that he's even out there is just impressive on its own, and I agree. But, God, it just sucks all at the wrong moments. Sean Nealis takes that big hit in the derby, absolute dog, does not miss a game. I can't even imagine how Sean Nealis even got through those last 2 games, scoring in the MLS Cup Final. What a story that is. We have Reyes, who was having the best playoffs, one of the best, if not the best player on the field every single game in the playoffs. He put in a shift and a half against NYCFC. He scores the only goal in the Eastern Conference Final, gets us that Eastern Conference Final win. And then 15 minutes before the game, apparently he was throwing up in the locker room and they had to scratch him. Or not scratch, I'm pretty sure he did end up being on the bench. And then we had to throw Noah Isla in. I mean, the last 3 games of the playoffs, the semifinal, the Eastern Conference Final, the MLS Cup Final, we had 3 different lineup sheets in all 3 of those games. Like, it's just the fact that we even got here, but like injuries, man, injuries. Then we look at Kyle Duncan. He hasn't played since August. He was supposed to be the right back. It's supposed to be Tolkien on the left, Kyle Duncan on the right. But, okay, the camera cut off real quick. I don't know if you guys heard me, but I was just talking about Kyle Duncan. He was supposed to be our right back. He's been with the team for ages. He obviously got sent out to Belgium for a little bit. He got injured, hasn't played since August. Wishing him a speedy recovery. He's under contract for 1 more year. We're going to see what's going to happen with him next year. And then the unbelievable growth. Like, honestly, we have watched these players grow so much throughout the whole season. I want to give a couple of shout-outs here. Cam Harper, speaking of Kyle Duncan, Cam Harper, I feel like he's just one of those guys who's quiet, puts his head down. He's never being talked about by fans or anything. He just puts his head down, he works, and he is 100% the starter for me next year. 100% that right mid, right back, right wing. That tackle that he put in the Eastern Conference Final basically sealed the game for us. When I saw him make that tackle, I said, yeah, we're winning the game. I don't even know if we were winning at that point, but just watching him put that tackle in, I was like, yeah, we're going to win this game. And I think he played great in the Cup final as well. Cam Harper, the growth, 100% our starting right back for next season. He's earned that. Same thing goes for Edelman, certified dog. I know last year we had Omir, we had Frankie, we had Drew still around. And can we talk about those three guys in and of itself? I'm kind of jumping all over the place. Frankie and Omir showing up in LA last night. Absolute dogs, legends for the New York Red Bulls. Drew Yearwood was at the Derby. I'm pretty sure Frankie wasn't at the Derby because he might have had a game in Mexico. But Omir also popped out at the Derby. We have alumni pulling up. We have Sasha Kleshton there. We have BWP. We had Grella hanging out with us in Hoboken. Oh, I love this team, man. And then the Nealis brothers, the connection that them two have been growing throughout this whole postseason run, meshing. Like obviously they're brothers, so they have this sort of connection, but on the pitch, it just seems like they are one in the same. And I've been critical of both Dylan and Sean. They both shut me up during this playoff run. Same thing goes with Reyes. I've loved Reyes from the beginning. He's been massive all playoffs. Obviously, he did end up going out, which was sad. Again, there's still a lot of controversy around that. I saw something on Twitter saying that he was laughing and smiling in the locker room after the game, and it didn't seem like he was sick at all. I don't know what's going on there. I did text in one of my group chats saying, I hope this isn't one of those, I don't know if you guys follow college football, but a lot of players don't play the bowl game or don't play the final because they don't want to risk getting injured because maybe they already got their eyes on the draft and they don't want to hurt their draft stock. I'm hoping that it's not one of those situations where Reyes already has a contract somewhere else and they don't want to play and risk getting injured in the final. Coronel, people all season have been saying that he's terrible, that he's this, that he's washed, that he's not what he used to be. Yes, I think he was poorly beaten on that first goal, but throughout the whole playoffs, he's one of the biggest reasons that we're here to begin with. That first goal, I'm sure he wishes he could have that back. I think 9 out of 10 times he stops that first goal, but it is what it is. There's no looking back. Now let's keep looking forward, and I'm going to look forward to next year, okay? And I want to start by taking a look at contracts. Who's staying, who's going, and we're starting off with Corey Burke. Corey Burke is out of contract at the end of the month. There is a club option that they can pick up, so if the Red Bulls were to keep him, if the Red Bulls did want to keep him for one more year, they could, but I don't think that the Red Bulls are going to pick it up. I mean, ever since he came over from Philly, he's kind of just been like a super sub. I don't even know how many goals he has, but his contributions, when he first got signed, I was excited and I thought he could be the guy because obviously he balled out in Philly, won a Supporters Shield in Philly, but he hasn't really materialized with the Red Bulls, so I do think that that is the last time that we see Corey Burke in a Red Bulls kit. Coronel, his contract is expiring at the end of this month right here, but we do have a club option, which means we can pick him up for one more year. I'm fully assuming and fully believing that we're going to pick that up. I do believe that Coronel will be back next year, and I'm kind of hoping that we end up giving him an extension here before he goes and becomes an unrestricted free agent at the end of next season. But it is a possibility that he doesn't come back, but I don't think that that's going to be the case. Ryan Mara, okay, his contract is obviously up at the end of the season. This one kind of hits close to home. He gave me his jersey, obviously, and ever since then, I've rocked it every single game that I go to, watch party, whatever it is. He's become part of the brand. Absolutely love Ryan Mara. He's given years and years and years of commitment to this club, sitting behind Robles. Obviously, during the COVID season, he was our starting goalkeeper. Now sitting behind Carlos. Limited usage. I think he played Leagues Cup this year, if I'm not mistaken. His contract is also up at the end of the month. He's 34. Limited usage on the field, so I honestly don't think he's coming back. I wouldn't hate him coming back, but I do think that he's going to come back, not as a player, but as some goalkeeper coach or something with the organization, or at least I'm hoping so, because I feel like he can be some good leadership and some good veteran presence in the locker room. So I don't think he'll be back as a player, but I do hope that he's going to stay with the club in some sort of capacity. Sticking with goalkeepers, AJ Marcucci, obviously he just got lent out. His contract is also expiring here at the end of the month. I don't know where this one's going to go. I could see us keeping Marcucci in that backup role to Coronel. And then third goalkeeper, Dallas Odell. He's obviously with NYRB 2. He was on the squad list 3 times this year, but he never saw the field. He's 23. So I'm assuming either we let go of AJ and Dallas is going to move into that backup, or we're going to keep AJ and Dallas will go into that kind of third goalkeeper position that he's been in before. And then Aiden Stokes, obviously with NYRB 2, but he's still 16 years old. So I don't expect us to be in the market for a goalkeeper. I expect us to keep Cornell and probably just move these guys up in the ladder. Maybe AJ Marcucci at 2, Dallas Odell at 2. Maybe we get rid of Marcucci, bring Odell at 2, and then if need be, bring in Aiden Stokes. Then let's move into the defense. Tolkien obviously is under contract until 2027, but it seems like every transfer window he's linked. I mean, in January, he was supposed to leave. The year before that, he was supposed to leave. So there's obviously going to be talks about Tolkien. I hope he doesn't leave for us, okay? But I think it's inevitable. Under contract until 2027. We could probably get some good money for him. He definitely wants to go out into Europe. I know that there was talks with a Bundesliga club back in January, so we'll see. But it seems like a Tolkien replacement might already be on the way to New York, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. And other than Tolkien, I think our back line is going to stay intact. Most of the guys are under contract for next year, and then a +1 option for 2 seasons from now. Again, if Reyes is on his way out, I'm really hoping that he's not, because again, like I told you guys, I've loved Reyes since the beginning. I think we'll be fine with Noah. I think that we can keep rocking that Sean Nealis, Dylan Nealis, Noah. I've always loved Noah ever since he pulled up. I think he brings passion. I think he's tall. I think he's smart. He did make a couple of blunders, but he's still young, so I wouldn't hate that. Even maybe Sean, Reyes, and Noah. I would love a center back partnership looking something like that. And then 2 decisions do need to be made, okay, with Curtis Ofori, whether we decide to bring him back and pick up the 1-year club option or not. He's still young, so I do believe that we will. And then Aiden O'Connor, I don't know if a lot of you guys know him, but we ended up drafting him in this past draft, and we have to decide, I think it's within the next coming months, whether we're going to pick up a 3-year club option, because he would be on his quote-unquote rookie deal. I think we'll pick both of those up just because those guys are both young and they're not going to cost the club too much. And then in terms of defenders, we're going to talk about one defender here in a little bit that it seems like the Red Bulls are about to go pick up. But other than that, I feel like our back line will remain mostly untouched going into next season. Now, moving into the midfield, obviously Felipe Carballo is on loan. He came on a 1-year loan, so his loan will expire in June 2025, because we did go out and pick him up in June of this year, which is also when his Gremio contract is set to expire. Now, obviously, again, he's here on loan, but being that the loan is going to expire at the same time that his Gremio contract expires, I feel like there's a lot of things that can happen here. Either number one, he's going to get sent back to Brazil right now, and then he's either going to re-sign or Gremio is going to sell him off before his contract is up, or we're going to try to buy him, and then he's just going to stay with us. We make the loan permanent, and then we go from there, and Felipe just stays here. Or his loan is going to run out. We're going to send him back to Brazil, and his Gremio contract is going to run out, and then he's going to be an unrestricted free agent, and he can just choose wherever he wants to go. Now, obviously, it would make more sense for the Red Bulls if we do want to keep him, to just kind of keep him through the loan and re-sign him as a free agent. But then you're also risking other teams coming in and offering him more money. So maybe while he's still here, you want to work something out before he gets to hear out these other teams. There's a lot that needs to be figured out here with this Carballo situation. Just off of Twitter, it seems like Gremio fans love him, and it seems like Gremio just got a new manager, I'm pretty sure. So it's looking like he's going to go back. So unfortunately, we could have seen the last of Felipe Carballo. And if it is, what a performance that he's put on for us. Edelman is also under contract through 2027. So I'm hoping that for our sake, again, just like the Tolkien situation, I'm hoping that he stays. But I know that he wants to make a push for the U.S. men's national team. I know that he's got a lot of eyes on him right now. And if he goes, I'll be happy for him. But selfishly, I do want him to stay, because I feel like I feel like him and Tolkien stay one more year. Give us one more year. Let's try to get back to the cup. Honestly, I'd be feeling completely different had we won the cup and these two homegrowns, Edelman and Tolkien, brought us to the promised land and then left. I feel like it would have been such a great story, but if they are to leave, you got to just let them fly and, let them go out to Europe and just pray for their best. Now let's move into the attackers. A lot of the attackers are kind of all in the same situation. They're all under contract through this next year, next season. And then the club has an option whether or not to pick them up for one more year or not, other than Corey Burke, obviously, who we already talked about. Lewis Morgan contract one more year and then another option. So hoping that he stays, he can come and he can come back and build off of this year, hopefully stay a little bit more healthy. And like I said, I feel like we just need maybe a little bit more rotation, maybe not give Lewis Morgan all 90 minutes. Hopefully, we need to start getting in positions where we're 2-0 up, 3-0 up late in the games instead of having to just be in so many ties and so many situations where in the 90th minute you have to be going full sprint, because I feel like that is a lot of the times where a lot of players do end up getting injured. I feel like we got to start coming out to better starts and 2-0, 80th minute, bring off Forsberg, bring off Lewis Morgan, bring off some of these more high leverage guys, and every little minute counts. Forsberg, obviously, fully expect him to be back next year and a couple more years after that. He is under contract for next year. And then I don't know what it means, but it says options for more years. Not 4 more years, but 4 more years. There's no real another option for 1 more year, or I don't really know all the ins and outs of that. Dante and Elias, both in the same situation, signed through next year, 1 more option. I feel like Serge and Julian Hall, I feel like they're primed for a big season next season. I feel like especially Serge, he's going to come out on the field and hopefully, again, stay healthy. I feel like so many of our players are just, I don't know what's going on. And then Gengar, man, we went out, picked him up, I believe it was in February of this year, and we really didn't use him much. He didn't see the field at all during the playoffs. He was on the bench for every game, never got subbed on. And just for his sake as a player, as a 20-year-old, I feel like we should either try to use him more in the first team, and if not, send him down to the second team, let him maybe pick up some form, keep developing with NYRB2. I don't know what the rules are with age limits or anything like that, but I know that we can have sort of like a Wiki Carmona situation where he's playing with NYRB2, but then he also gets called up, maybe gets subbed on, maybe starts a couple of games. I don't know if them two can be on sort of that bus back and forth between NYRB2 and the first team, but if not, why don't we just send him out on loan? Let him go develop. I just hate seeing a young guy who came over here and then we're just going to keep him on the bench. I feel like we're kind of holding him back a little bit. So either move him to NYRB2, let him go get some minutes there, or maybe loan him out. Now, got to talk about potential moves, because even before we played in the Eastern Conference Final, there was rumblings on social media that there are quote-unquote deals already out there that the New York Red Bulls have made. First and foremost, Choupo-Moting. Now, obviously, if you are a fan of international soccer, European soccer, he obviously is a striker, proven striker, time with PSG, time with Bayern. He's won the German league. He's won the French league. He's won the Club World Cup. He has Champions League experience. World-class striker, quote-unquote world-class striker. He's not the best of the best, but he's a bona fide goal scorer. But it would be almost a year of him not being on a field. So I'm kind of worried about this one, and I'm kind of trying to see where he would fit, because we're going to get rid of Corey, so we're going to bring him in. Does that mean that now he's our starter and Dante and Elias are both moving to the bench? I feel like right now, currently, there's not really anybody that you can really bring in off of the bench that you'd be like, that guy can go get me a goal. Maybe Elias is that guy. And we don't really play with 2 strikers. So you start looking at who you're going to drop. Obviously, that means that Lewis Morgan would move into that left side. That means that now you're going to have to shift Emil to the right side and have Choupo-Moting up top with hopefully Edelman and Stroud in the middle. And then obviously the 2 wingbackers, unless we're just going to be moving towards a completely different system in sort of that 2-striker combination that we had against NYCFC. But then at that point, what are you going to drop Lewis Morgan? Because there we had Morgan, Van Zier, and then Forsberg kind of playing that false number 9 up and down in behind them. So I honestly don't know what this team is going to look like next year. We also got Marcelo Morales, 21-year-old left back. This was the token replacement that it seems like is coming in from Chile. He just won the Chilean championship with his boyhood club. And then on top of that, we got Victor Bogax, Polish center forward who could also play left wing. He's sitting at 3 goals and 2 assists so far, 13 games into his season. So we're looking at 2 strikers potentially, one of them being able to play left wing. So I don't know where we're going to fit all of this. I'm hoping that this isn't just let's go buy some firepower just because we can. I'm hoping that the team has a plan. I'm hoping that Sandro has a plan. I'm hoping that once they come in, Sandro already knows where he's going to slot them. So we'll see. Obviously, all of these are unconfirmed reports. It seems like Choupo-Moting is like the closest one that I've seen. I've basically seen a fully confirmed, medicals done, everything done. So yeah, we'll see. But I do think we need a lot more depth, especially if we want to be playing late into December. I mean, the bench for an MLS Cup just wasn't good enough. I feel like also the only criticism I would give to Sandro is you use 5 subs. At that point, you're like, who else could have maybe he subbed on to score a goal? But there's no point in keeping another sub. I believe he made 4 subs. Just go ahead and make the 5th. Just throw Gengar out there. Who knows? Who knows what could have happened? But obviously, Sandro did a great job. And who else did a great job is the front office, okay? For a long time, us New York Red Bull fans have been very critical of this front office. But when they do something right, we also have to give them their props. And the front office was great during this postseason run. First, we're about to play an Eastern Conference final, and they're already looking at strengthening the lineup with those 3 guys that I just mentioned. And then second, the front office took care of the fans. The front office paid for 3, 4, 5, 6, I forget how many buses to drive into Queens. Free tickets to the games. You're getting free transportation, free tickets. Orlando, free tickets. LA, free tickets, and they were giving back $300 worth of flights. So if you paid $1,000 for your flight, you're only going to pay $700 for the flight because you're going to get $300 back and you're going to get a free ticket into the game. The front office did great. The boys did great. The fans did great. The playoff run was great. This year was great. You guys are great. I appreciate you guys. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I've kind of just been yapping. But this is my sort of wrap up. First, quote unquote, full season with the Red Bulls that I've been doing this. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. I've already got some stuff in the works. I've already got some plans that hopefully I can tell you very soon. I don't want to tell you now because I don't want to jinx anything. But I've got something in the works that I think you guys are going to like. And in a couple of months, we'll be right back at Red Bull Arena, celebrating being Eastern Conference champions. And I can't wait. The future is bright. The future is exciting. The future is awesome. We're out of here. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Keep an eye out on the Instagram because I'll probably announce what I'm doing on there first. And then I'll come on the YouTube and carry through with it. I love you guys. Everybody that's come up to me during the games. Everybody that's commented on a video, liked the video, subscribe to the channel, watch the video this season. It's been awesome. Again, I'm just a fan with the camera. And I promise you guys, obviously, we're going to keep working on Project 2026, where I want to RV from California back to Jersey for the final during the World Cup. I'm going to keep working to make that possible. And the bigger that we get, the more that we grow, then the bigger that I can make the New York Red Bulls and the more that I can show for our fan base. And we're going to get that much closer to selling out Red Bull Arena every damn weekend. That is my journey. That is my promise to you guys. And listen, I think the camera cut out again. And listen, been to the MLS Cup twice. 3rd time's the charm. We've lost it twice in LA. It's destiny that we're going to come win it at home. The next MLS Cup final will be at home. We will be there. Thierry Henry will be there. Grella will be there. BWP will be there. Everybody will be there. It'll be a glorious night. And we'll all be looking back at this and laughing and saying, remember that? It was all worth it. I'm out of here.